Okay. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, everyone, for your patience, but I'm here. It is Monday, January 13th, 2025, 7:30, a little bit after, and I call this meeting of the Needham Design Review Board to order, confirming the member access. I am the board member, a board member right now, Steve Dornbush, and I would like to confirm that all members and applicants are present and can be heard. Members, when I call your name, please respond. Steve Dornbush, here. Mark Glusing? Not here. Susan Opton? Not here tonight. Millie, did I pronounce that properly?
Yeah, Millie is right. Here.
And Felix, Felix
Present.
Zemmel.
Felix
Okay.
Zemmel present.
I also attending our town staff person, Elisa, but I don't think she is here tonight. We have Alex, I believe, this evening.
Here.
Please. Thank you. Applicants on the agenda, please respond with your name. Representing the CVS, that would be Ben. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, hi, Ben. And representing Noodle Doodles, Jeffrey, or someone?
I'm Rayton. I'm the owner of the business.
You're the owner. Hi, welcome. Okay. Well, I must read this according to regulations. So the introduction to remote meeting. Welcome to this open meeting of the Needham Design Review Board, which is being conducted remotely, consistent with state orders. The orders allow public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For this meeting, the Needham Design Review Board is convening by Zoom app as posted on the town's website, DRB page, identifying how the public may join. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. We have a special permit application tonight. All supporting materials have been provided to members of this board, are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. This meeting is being broadcast to the town's YouTube channel and also via Zoom, and is being recorded for publication, later viewing, and administrative purposes. Be aware that other people may be able to see you, and take care not to screen share your computer unless the chair approves. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. And I would like to review the remote meeting procedures for tonight's meeting. I will introduce each applicant on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will take comments or questions from DRB members. After each discussion, each vote will be by roll call vote. The building department requires electronic submission of building permit applications. A copy of your application, stamped and noted for the type of approval that it receives, will be emailed to you by the Design Review Board support staff. That can then be attached to your building permit applications. We will now start with the first item on the agenda. And the first one on the agenda is CVS coming back with special permit. Ben, I believe we've been through the initial review, and I think you were coming back with new art for us to look at.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Would you like to present? Can you share your screen?
I can try.
Or can someone on the board help me out with that one?
I can share the packet if Ben
Could you share
has
it,
some
please?
trouble.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
either Alex can give Ben permission to do it, or
Yeah,
through security
Oh, it was
settings,
it not,
can share the packet.
Yeah, let me
it's
just share
in the
packet.
agenda, so the packet. So
Yep, just give me 1 second.
Sure. By the way, I have a Boston accent and I mispronounce names and words all the time. So if you guys are used to me presenting, get used to it. I mean well, and feel free to jump in and correct me. I never take it personal.
Can you see?
All right. Yes, I can see option A. So would you like to move down? Alex, Ben, would you like to comment as we go down? How would you like to do this? Would you like to show us option A and
I can we can just go through the options. So basically, as we left the last review, basically you guys wanted to see some Needham photos incorporated into our graphic Windows design.
correct?
And I've been working with Elisa over the last couple of weeks on different options, and we've compiled together a few options of graphic designs with historical photos included. And there's several of those options available in this plan set.
Great. Would you like to? Okay.
So basically, it's the same graphic with just different images. The graphic size won't be changing. It's basically just review of the images that are presented on the graphics.
Okay. So we have option A, B, and C, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Before I take questions and comments from the board, Ben, do you have anything you'd like to say? Anything more?
No, other than the fact that we are flexible on the images that are proposed, whether there'd be changes or concerns with the images that are proposed. These aren't like final proposals unless you guys are particularly drawn to a certain set. So, and then another thing that was also mentioned was that both CVS and the town history and museum contact said that they would also like to see the incorporation, basically just a note on the images on the window that will say, image courtesy of Needham History Center and Museum, which will also be open for discussion.
Yeah, we'll have to leave that one open. We cannot really comment on that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I would like to take questions or comments from the board. Felix, would you like to start, please?
Sure. So I'm seeing the recurring one on the left in all options. And looking at it in the actual like perspective photo, it feels like it's somewhat of a reflection a little bit. And I thought that your original plan was also to have the window that has the MoneyGram in it for that to be at the same elevation, but I'm looking at the different options and it looks like that's only for like half the height that you're planning on having this. So, and you're kind of scaling it down as it's going. So I'm a little kind of confused on them. You see what I'm saying? Like right under the CVS, it's only like half of what it is on
Yeah. Yeah, we did
And-
cover this in last meeting, and basically that's just the window size because CVS still wants to have the images or the window. They still want the window to show light, and so they don't want to cover up the entire window. Just this lower portion where there's, you know, potential for visibility and from the general public, insensitive areas, you know. So this was all discussed in our last meeting. And I felt like we left that last meeting saying the sizes really wasn't the issue, the actual size of the images, but was how it was presented with the graphic. Instead of just having a blank graphic, we just would incorporate City of Needham photos.
Actually, I do believe that is how it was left.
Yeah, if it helps, maybe looking at that original proposal, this is Paul, who we all met last time, and I was in on that last hearing. But if we were to go back and look at that original proposal, it was the square footage allowance per each of those sections of windows, and we didn't steer away from that. We just
Yeah.
wanted to hit the request of the local graphics
Yep.
versus the general area graphics. But can you specify more on that reflection comment that you made,
So-
Felix?
Yeah, so it's not actually a reflection, it feels like one. So I would kind of lean towards flip-flopping, for example, the option on the screen, flip-flopping the picture under the CVS sign with the historical Needham sign. Just because that historical picture there, I don't know, it just feels out of place a little bit. I mean, I'm open to being convinced otherwise by the other members or by one of you. It feels like you're seeing a tiny bit of the picture on the right, and like that whole window, it looks like it kind of gives the illusion that you're looking in a historical window, which might be the goal that you were trying to go for. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Millie, do you have any comments? Questions?
Let's see. I think again, like using the historic like Needham pictures, like that's definitely nice. I'm trying to kind of on the right side, like where the window is kind of like half cut off, I think like the one in see, like the one that we're seeing here is definitely a little bit more successful than when it's kind of like zoomed out a bit more. When it's zoomed out because like it's cropped a little bit, you know, like that. I think like it's kind of like hard to read like what's happening. On the down pictures, just like kind of building on what Felix just mentioned, like is the idea of using the historic down shop front, just kind of paying homage to what used to be here before, just kind of trying to understand like the thought process of selecting the pictures.
Well, that picture in particular was actually one of Elisa's suggestions. She really liked the idea that this was the, you know, how the old storefronts, this is how it looked on the street. And she thought that it would be a really good idea to incorporate that. So she was really for the left graphic photo. That was, and I was kind of working with her directly, and she seemed pretty cool on that one. So that's just what we stuck with for most of these examples, because it's a good photo and it's a high enough resolution where it will look good on the graphic. It wouldn't be too blurry or anything. So that was really the thought process behind that.
I see. Did you all like try an option, you know, again, like trying to see what it looked like on the right side versus the middle, like a section of that? Just curious, because in all options it's shown only on the left.
Yeah, again, for the right window, it would kind of not fit very well because we're just trying to, you know, fill in that lower portion and keep the upper portion of that window open for you know, visuals. So it really, we would have had to crop it in a weird way for it to fit and still look good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I'm not super kind of like bothered by using the historic down picture. It's it's kind of like a nice reminder to kind of show like, oh, this is how it used to be. So again, like I don't have like any specific comments otherwise and any of this except that like I definitely like the this option B on the right side, right window.
Perfect.
You all set, Millie?
Yeah, also, thank you.
Question on just these, because it's an old photo. The quality is good enough on the photo on the left of the old buildings. I think the space is okay because you need a big space, it's a big picture. It's more that you'd lose it as smaller. So I'm okay with that being there. My only question on it is the quality blown up. Looks like it will be high res enough to work.
Yeah, it should be. Those were, I mean, we have a lot of difficulty finding, good enough photos that would be able to be scaled up and have the correct, resolution. And these were all done by the CVS store manager who put together these photos in order to present them to us. So yeah, they should be all good resolution. Every photo on this drawing, every option should be high enough resolution to provide good visuals.
I happened to drive by the CVS in Dedham, which is next to our town, and I saw what they're going to look like. So I think it will be an improvement in the Windows front. I do have to comment that, however, the sign that you have on the right, that was not in the original special permit for approval. So tonight we can approve the graphics, but if you want to put that sign for whatever it is, money, whatever it is, I don't remember, you will have to come back and reapply to have that be part of the window on that. And my only suggestion on that is if you decide you want to apply for a special permit to have that you put it on the right side of the door.
Okay.
That sign is existing, like it's there already. So that
Right.
was actually included in the drawings from the last meeting. So are you saying unless we have a permit for that, a permit would be needed for
Right.
that?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
I
has
will-
to be, the verbiage, I think, is different though than what was in the window before, if it matters. But yes, you would need another one because it's changing now. It's a new permit, special permit. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I will run that
Steve,
by
I-
the CBS
I
group.
thought that since it's a pre-existing sign and they're not changing it at all, that that still stays.
There was a question, there was some questions on it where it falls, actually.
Can I jump in real quick?
Sure.
Okay, I just want to be clear so that Ben and I are both clear going back to CVS. So that we're talking about the MoneyGram box sign
Yes.
that was certainly in the original proposal, certainly been there for a long period of time. It's consistent branding in CVS's nationally. But
Yeah.
because, and so that's all fine, well and good. It's part of the signage allotment. We understand we're asking for a variance to that to some extent. But if that is not permitted at this point and meets the criteria for a permit, as you mentioned, is that going to come back to this committee, or is that going to be something that you guys are going to sign off hopefully today on a choice of the images as discussed, and then we go back in when we go to the building department, or not? I'm not clear on that piece of it. Does that make
I'm going
sense?
to be very, thank you. Good questions, Paul. I am not quite sure. This is kind of falling between the cracks. I started to look into it, that what tonight I would do is we would pick, say, option A or B or whatever, and give you approval of that but not as submitted, but subject to removing the MoneyGram sign and coming back for a special permit for that.
Okay.
And you would go to the building department, they would tell you, I am just not sure of the procedure of that, but it does change, even though it's existing, because we're like starting from ground zero.
That's
Uh,
fine.
Yeah.
So we're cleaning the palette on that elevation except for the main ID sign because we are working inside of that window. Real quick question then, and that's fine. We'll figure it out. I appreciate the answer. If we were to end up coming back and saying, let's move that MoneyGram sign to over where the shopping carts are stored on that final window. Because, you know, it looks a little hokey with the new graphics or whatever. It's a subjective piece to it all. Would that be something that we could bounce around in our heads and kind of have a little say, yeah, we kind of talked about that. Is that something that your team would be open to, assuming this is going to come back to your group?
Putting it on the right, you're talking of the door? Is that what
Yes,
you're
yes,
talking
yeah,
about,
as you're
Scott?
facing, as you're walking in to the right, yes.
Obviously, I can't speak for the other members and I can't do anything on the record, but it would definitely be something we'd be open to seeing. Yeah,
Maybe it looks maybe a little more aesthetically pleasing.
yeah.
Okay, all right. I just want to twist somebody's brain out there. Thank you.
Obviously, just can't commit to it or.
No,
do
no, no,
anything
I
with
get
it.
it.
But I was under the impression that because we're starting with a clean palette, even though it was existing, that it would need to be a special permit because of just the way it stands. And it was just a little fuzzy, but the building permit, which building department, you know, we're willing to listen to them and happy to oblige, see what they say. And then come back.
I'm gonna turn it back over to Ben. He's got a plan. I just want to give him a little support on the plan. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. All right, so basically where I believe we are at is we're going to choose which option fits best with the storefront.
Yes, if the board will vote on that. Yeah.
And then for special permit, so if you guys sign off on the graphics specifically, do we still need to obtain a sign permit for this project, or will that be approved? Is that a building review
That's a
needed?
building department question.
Okay.
Okay. For the board, however, we still have the options. Personally, I am in favor of either A or B, and I'm leaning towards A. Felix, do you have a preference?
Can we go back to the the panel with all three? No, I think it's the next page.
No, I think that was it.
No, you just had it.
Yeah, that was
That
it.
one.
Oh, that one.
So I lean more. Can we mix and match? Because I would love like the first two of A with the first two of the proposed with the third of alternate B.
Alternate B. Can we
Like
blow
the bottom one, which I think what we're calling C.
Can we
Felix, just so you know, that was my vote originally.
can we blow that one up a little bit so, or see?
So C like have the old Needham Town Hall,
Okay, we're
And
good on
then-
that.
and then the third one is the high school. I just think it looks better than those tops of the windows.
Alternate B, can we raise that up a little bit on the screen? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
But we're missing the top of the.
No. Keep going down. It's what they're calling alternate B, that one.
Oh, no, see, that's chopping off the top of the high school one.
Is it chopping off the top of the high school? I thought it's leaving the top of the high school and chopping off
Yeah.
the bottom of the high school.
You would have to go to the alternate B storefront image.
Okay, so can we?
What page is that, Ben?
It is page, where'd it go? Bear with me.
It looks like page 2 on mine. So on the left, the bottom of page 2, alternate B, we've got the entire old downtown. Then
Yeah,
we've got the beautiful peak of the building in the middle that gets covered by the tree, and then you've got the top of the high school, which, depending on if you're from Boston or not, you might say that's chopping off the top of the. I'm making fun of you, Steve.
go ahead, make fun, I'm cool.
So
see,
6 of one,
no.
half a dozen of another. But
What's the
that's
next?
my vote too. I don't live there, but that's the one I like the best.
Can someone tell me which page you want me to be on? I'm sorry, it's not
Yeah.
clear to me where you want me
Page
to.
2,
I
page
think
2, Alex.
Well, I have different page numbers.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
God.
looking right now,
Pocket.
Alex,
wanna
on
be
the.
on, yeah, if you go on page 18, like that shows the full image.
18,
that's used.
sure.
Yeah, 18, yeah, on this document. That shows the original images.
See, I think A and B, the earlier ones, fit that long, narrow space better. That's why I,
Well, so what I was thinking, if you go, actually, Alex, sorry, can you go on like page 16 of the documents?
Sure.
Sorry. So, and scroll down a little bit on that page. So see, I like that middle panel of proposed, but the rest of alternate B.
so I think I'm good with that also, if Millie is. So I think we're good in the first 2 images. Would be alternate A, am I correct? That we're all in agreement on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the question is for the
Not
third,
alternate A, it's proposed is what they labeled it.
so we like the old picture, okay, we're good with that. And for
Yep.
the second picture,
I like that that perspective shot of Town Hall
the
that's in the middle. That very first
yeah,
one.
alternate A.
No, that's called proposed on this one.
Oh, that one proposed, okay, sorry, yeah. With the angle, I'm good with that also. But then the question is for the third one. Millie, do you have a preference, A, B, or the proposed A or B?
Let's see.
So maybe the tiebreaker,
Yeah.
because I'm
I
good with,
mean,
I
again, yeah,
I was just gonna say, I'm more with the proposed and alternate A than with B,
yeah,
because I think it just fits the long, narrow space as a graphic, image.
yeah, yeah.
No pressure.
No, yeah, I definitely like the proposed one. The one on alternate B, it's just that like the tops of the the high school is being cut off, but then you could like still tell that it's the facade of the high school. So I'm just kind of like trying to look at the themes, so we have the overall kind of the town storefront. It's kind of zoomed out, more like a facade. We have the town hall, that's like more of a facade. So if we're going with like more of a facades theme, then I feel like I definitely don't mind going with the alternate B picture either. So it's like, all kind of like zoomed out facades of like the different parts of Needham.
Okay, so you like alternate B also? I'll go with the majority.
Yeah, well, one thing I do also want to remind is that Susan had
She liked
notes
A.
Yeah, I mean A is let's see. I do not like the right picture of A and the middle picture of A either. The left one is fine. But the middle and right, like I'm not a big fan of that. So again, like we're all in agreement, I think, with the left picture. It's the middle one, like I'm fine with either the one that's on proposed or on the alternate B. But alternate A middle, I'm not a big fan of. And on the right side, I can go either with the proposed or alternate B.
Okay. Well, then I think Felix, I'm gonna go with proposed on this one.
I mean, I can be amenable to that as well.
Would you be
So that
okay?
we have a unanimous vote.
So,
I just liked that alternate B third one more, but I'm fine with that.
you are,
Felix is
okay.
gonna
as well.
stop taking his lunches in the town square now and looking at our storefront. You realize this, Steve?
Yeah. So what I would like to do is I would like to take a motion to approve, subject to change being proposed, the version of the first Old Town picture and proposed, and the second picture in proposed of Town Hall. And actually, I guess we agree then on this one, it's proposed. So it's really subject with no changes with those three. Proposed,
So moved.
is that, did I get that right?
So I'd say motion to approve the panel labeled proposed with no
Proposed,
changes.
yeah, thank you.
With the condition
Condition
that
of
the
MoneyGram.
applicant return back, if so determined by the building commissioner, for the placement or movement of that MoneyGram sign if the building commissioner decides such a application is required.
Um,
That way, Paul, you can check with the building commissioner and see if he is going to require you to do that or if he's going to consider it pre-existing non-conforming.
Okay,
Thank you so
Perfect.
much. Thank you so much for that detail, getting that in there on the record.
your experience is paying off, Felix, working with the boards and so forth.
Thanks. I deal with it every day.
My background is as an art, so design more. Okay, then I think we're good.
Yep, I think we're all set for this. So proposed images for the first proposed will be what we go with, and then we will submit for a special permit to the design or to the building department, and also move the MoneyGram sign and see what they say.
To the right, yeah, of the door.
Yep.
Yeah,
To the right of the door.
that's where I
Perfect.
would like to see it. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
sounds good. Thank you,
All
gentlemen.
right. Thank you guys so much.
Wait, did we actually do a vote? I don't think we did the
yes,
vote.
We do, a formal vote.
We haven't seconded it yet.
Thank you. Here we get off. I would like to take a motion to approve proposed A as described
So
by Felix.
So I made the motion. I think Millie has to second it.
I
Yes.
second the motion, sorry.
Okay.
I
And
was
now we have
supposed
to do a
that.
voice, what's it called?
Yeah. A voice roll call vote.
Roll
I
call.
guess. Yeah, Millie,
Yes.
Felix,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Good
You guys
luck.
have a good evening.
Good luck, everybody out there. We'll see you again, I'm sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Felix.
Of course.
Yeah,
I think this is something Millie deals with a lot too in her work.
I don't have to be like part of the board in this way, but you know, again, the
Okay,
commenting,
let-
critiquing that I'm part of, but you
Let-
know,
let's take
far
care
more
of-
processes new.
We can talk later about this. Noodles, let's move on.
So, yes. So I had some questions on this one, but
Yeah.
sorry.
Alex, could you get up the thing? Our next vote is, make sure I get it right. Noodles Doodles, and thank you, Ray, for coming. It is for the install a channel letter sign with panel to the wall.
Yes.
Would you like to comment on it? Describe. Anything?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just it will be a Japanese ramen store located in 998 Great Plain Avenue, and it has no sign in the storefront now, so we are planning to do just very basic aluminum size upon the main door.
Okay. Let's see, who went, Felix, would you like to go first?
Sure. So
Comments,
Steve,
questions
this is
again?
more a question for you, because it's administrative and you know this better than me here. Is the sign compliant in terms of square footage? Is it-
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you, you've been on this longer than
I
me.
think it does.
Okay, so the couple questions or comments I had about it. First of all, is this a chain ray or is this a kind of first of its kind for you?
It's this brand is more like a startup brand.
Okay,
Not
it's
a chain.
So why I'm asking is because I had some questions, even though it says ramen on it. Noodle Doodles makes me think that this could be a stationery store as well. And not necessarily a ramen store. So I was just confused about that, even though it says ramen right on it. I agree, ramen is very much needed in Needham. We have so many other forms of Asian food that what we're missing is ramen and Vietnamese food. Um, and yeah. And I've been wanting a good ramen place in town, so thank you. The couple
Thank you.
yeah. So the couple questions I had about the sign is if Alex can go to page 21 of the packet, you see how it doesn't totally fit in with the style of the signs in the area, like, or even if we look at, say, page 22, like, doesn't totally, it kind of melds into the side of the building more than like some of the other signs in the area. So I'm wondering what can be done to have it differentiated a little bit from the brick facade, and so that it can kind of match the other signs. Like you see the same building, you've got the CVS sign, you've got the channel sign with the hearth, but it's kind of following the same motif as the others. That I'm just like, I feel
Excuse
like
me,
this doesn't follow the same motif.
excuse me, Felix, you remember next to it's going to be the Union Pharmacy sign, the new
Yep,
one.
so that's the page 21.
Yeah,
If you look at page 21,
that was,
it shows Harvey's, but oh, where is it? That's not page 21. It's the page
there it
20,
is.
24. So you see, it's like darker. If this is a first of its kind, if it was like a franchise and that artwork was set in stone, I'd I'd be like, yeah, we're stuck with it, kinda. But here we've got a unique opportunity. Some of the other questions I had are, is this going to be backlit and what are you doing in your windows? Because I don't see anything in the windows right now.
Oh, the windows. So the we so on the left side, which no no. what- So in the picture now, so the right side we have a smaller window, and the left side was a bigger one window. So the left side window, we're not gonna do anything. We want to brought some more sunlight into the dining area. And the left side, the small window, we're gonna put a small shelf there, and just place the our ramen bowl models over there.
Okay, so no signs.
No sign.
And what about on the right?
On the right side.
Yeah.
No, it's no sign on the windows.
Okay, so you're going to have no other signage in there other than that top one.
Yes.
Okay. That is helpful. So then I really, unless there's some flexibility with the artwork, I'm fine with this one. I don't love it, but I don't have any real issues with it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Millie?
Felix, to your point, like, when I first kind of glanced at this, I was like, I felt the same way. I don't have any issues, but I did like, think that, it might be like is this an art store? Or I was confused the way you were too. I think the doodles was like what was, a little bit confusing. But overall, like, again, when I first looked at it, I felt like I had no comments. But, as you do mention that, like, just, how it kind of just like feels a little bit more blended in, on the image that's shown in page 25 in the next page, when it's like zoomed back, that facade is zoomed back a little bit. I think, because like the name of the store is so long, the letters are kind of like shrunk. I wonder like if the graphics of that like ramen bowl on the left is slightly scaled down, and maybe there's like some text like ramen text written and something else written in the bottom, like if that and the ramen bowl graphic is kind of consolidated, then if you enlarge the noodle doodle text a little bit, like that might help a little bit maybe.
Okay.
Could we, Alex, could we see the sign close up? That would help us visualize what Millie is saying.
Yeah, so I think like in kind of kind of the overall kind of space where the noodle doodle is, right? Like if the left, that ramen circle, if that is like scaled down slightly, and then if we're able to kind of make the text a little bit bigger. Yeah, I'm just like, again, like it's, we won't be able to visualize here, but I'm just kind of wondering if that would
So-
help. Like Felix, do you think that might help with like what you're thinking?
So are you thinking making like the logo and noodles
Yeah.
doodles a little smaller, but making
Oh, slightly bigger. Like
noodles-
the text noodle doodle slightly bigger, so that like, the facade, like when you're looking from far, like it's, it's
But that means making the noodle, the
Oh.
image on the left smaller.
yeah, slightly
Could be
smaller.
because then for scale it's 15.32 and the letters are 12.42. So if we could like trade off, have slightly bigger letters
Mm-hmm.
to slightly smaller scale of the logo.
Right, right. And again, like there might be like right now that circle, you might find like a kind of happy in between where maybe both the circle and the text height maybe is the same. And that could kind of like help with that scale a little bit too.
But it might make it, then the ramen would have to come smaller. Then I think it would start getting very close to the edges
Mm-hmm.
up top also. Can I just ask, by the way, since I can't read it, next to ramen, I assume that's Japanese, what it says?
This is just two version. I mean, it's one is the traditional Japanese.
Yeah.
The other one is very traditional. It's old style. Complex with Chinese and Japanese.
And was it say, does it say ramen? Is that?
Yeah. They all the name the same. It's ramen.
Well, I mean to jump in, but to Felix's question about, size-wise, it is not my area, but I think it does fall within the size. If there's any serious concern, we can follow up on that, but I think it's okay. But I would be a little concerned about making Noodle Doodles much bigger, because then it would really be starting getting out of scale with the other size of the names of the stores also. It's funny, I was thinking, if anything, I was gonna make it a little smaller, that it's kind of, it's very effective, you know, black and white is very effective, but it's sort of in your face. That bigger would, I think, jump out too much. But in response to the concerns of Millie and Felix, Noodle Doodles, you have another store, right? Another restaurant?
Yeah, we have 2 other locations
others-
in downtown Boston.
Has that ever been an issue of people questioning what it is or what it does, or? I assume it must be successful if you're opening up a new one, another one.
Yeah, this is my Old Star brand. So we have one location on Newbury Street, 247 Newbury Street, Boston, and another one across the Boston Common. So we are running for almost 10 years over there. So well, I don't see any problems there.
Yeah.
And people very familiar with us.
I mean, Millie and Felix are bringing up a good point, but I would think if the other stores have been around and they're successful, people learn and they understand that part of it. And you do have being a, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Millie, by the way, excuse me, I'm sorry. But
No, it's all
graphic
good.
person, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You have a picture of the ramen right there. So I think that
Yeah.
also helps explain the name of your restaurant. So, so I'm sorry, Millie, go ahead if you have any other comments.
Oh, the ramen graphic like helps a lot. And Steve, like I think to your point, like if you know, if even like in this picture, if you don't change the height of the text, but if the ramen graphic is like made a little bit smaller and you kind of like recenter everything, then I think like you'd get like a little bit more space on the left and the right, and that kind of like helps, you know, create a little bit of that blank space and help balance this out a little bit.
Yeah. Do you have a percentage you'd like to see it, like 10% smaller, you think? Or what would you propose?
Yeah, so right now looks like that circle is like 15.32. Like I would even like make it like you know closer to 12.42, like the height of the text, the end text. Yeah.
So would you, if I were to propose taking a motion again, if we were to take a motion to approve it, subject to change of making the graphic bowl with the, you know, of the ramen the same height as Noodle Doodles and centering it.
Right. I'm just like giving a little bit breathing room on the
Yeah, a
left
little
and the
breathing
right
room.
of the graphics. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think we can do that. Yes.
So then I would like to take a motion to approve, subject to the change of making the graphic the same height as Noodle Doodles, centering that whole component to just give a little more breathing space on each side. And I would like to take a motion to approve that. Would someone like to make the motion to approve, or
So moved.
second?
I
Thank-
second the motion.
Okay, then I would like to take a vote. Again, to approve the Noodles Doodle sign, making the graphic as same height as the Noodle Doodles, centering it. Millie,
Yes.
Felix,
Yes.
and I approve also.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay, then I think that one's all set. we're good. You know how to proceed.
Okay, I will let my site company to adjust the size of the graphic
Mm-hmm.
to match the noodle doodle word, and then centralize everything.
Yeah.
And then I think my site company know how to
sure
submit
they-
back the plan to you for reviewing.
And welcome to Needham. You can tell we're all in favor of having a ramen place
Thank
here.
you.
We are
Thank
looking
you.
forward to it. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Happy
Yes.
New
Thank
Year,
you.
guys.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Thank you. All right. And we're doing, I would like now to take a motion. First of all, have people had a chance to review the notes from the minutes from the last meeting? And does anyone have any comments or concerns, questions? Then I would like to take a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
I
So-
have to abstain, so Steve, you probably have to either make the motion or second it.
I will make the motion.
I
Uh,
second it.
Okay. Well, Millie, would you like? Let's vote on it then. I'm just thinking, I hope two of us is enough to do it, I guess.
It should be because it's just I'm still going to vote. I'm going to vote abstention.
Okay,
So
I'd
that
like to take a motion to a vote. Felix,
I'm abstaining.
Millie,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
So I
Then
believe that's all that's needed because it's a majority, because
Yeah.
it's not a special permit or anything. It's just a majority of who's here.
Thank goodness you're here for the administrative encyclopedia here, better than me.
Alex, you might be able to correct me on that if I'm wrong.
I think we're all set, that we can adjourn the meeting. I think we're good.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion, I was gonna say, in second, Millie,
I second it.
then voting, I say yes, Millie
Yes.
and Felix.
Yes.
Thank you. Meeting is completed, adjourned.